Hey, what's up everybody, this is Muse24, and today I'm going to be showing off a custom kit that I made. I actually finished this a while back, like early spring, end of winter, earlier this year. I got the kit for Christmas, and I painted it, and then slowly built it after I was painting all the pieces. I know sometimes people will go ahead and put the kit together and like cut the nubs and stuff, and then paint it over. That's just not the way I do things, and I figured it's a high-grade kit, so it's not going to take quite as long to build anyways, or paint for that matter. So as you can see, this is the Sword Impulse Gundam, the high grade. This is the original release. I don't know if there was an HD re-release, whatever it is they were doing with the Seed kits. I know they had like a re-release of the original Seed line, and then some other ones because they were doing a re-release of the anime in Japan. And I think they might have done some of the Seed Destiny, I don't remember. But anyways, this is the original Sword Impulse high grade, and there you can see the standard colors in the front, the red, and I mean that's just the color for it. Overall is mostly red. I have the Force Impulse Master Grade, which I already did a review of, and that one's, you know, the typical blue, red, yellow colors of a Gundam. The colors on the custom that I made stayed largely the same, and actually here's a better picture off the instruction manual. I'm not going to be doing a full review of it here, I'm just going to be showing off the custom that I did, but yeah, there's a look inside the instruction manual giving an idea what the original colors were like. A lot of white on the legs there. And I painted this up to look like Travis Touchdown from No More Heroes because that's one of my favorite games of all time, and it's a character that I cosplay frequently, as some of you may have seen in my little slideshows from the different conventions I've been to over the past year or so. So without further ado, I'm just going to pull the box away, and there you can see him. I do have a white piece of paper behind him because I was afraid with my wall being red, you wouldn't be able to see him that well, you know, red on red there. This design is primarily based off the No More Heroes 2 design, which is the same thing my costume is based off of. It's the look that I like better. Don't get me wrong, I like the first game a lot, but I just like things that they did in the second game better, and I like his appearance overall in the second game. The only thing that isn't complete here is his little sunglasses. I am planning to make some small sunglasses out of like some transparent yellow like folder material, and then make the frames out of something. I don't know what yet. But I figured, you know what, the rest of the kit's done, I'll go ahead and show it off. It's not the end of the world to not have the sunglasses there. So, the paints that I used for this kit, before I do a little rotation here, for his beam katana, I used this Gunship Gray Model Master paint, and I actually had this lying around for a long time, and just never did anything with it up until now. I had planned to use it on some earlier kits, but I didn't. All the joints, though, are still the same gray that they came out of the box in, unless I painted them some other color for something different. For his like skin tone color, I used this Tester's Enamel cream color, and all the rest of these paints that I used are, in fact, Tester's Enamel. Obviously, aside from the top coat, which I think was Krylon. I'm not positive on that. I don't have the can around anymore because I ran out of paint. So then there's a black for the bottom of the shoes. Here's the just plain white, flat white for his t-shirt in the middle there. And I was considering painting like an 11 logo on the shirt because it's like one of the default shirts that you get. Actually, no, that's from the first game. Anyways, I was planning on painting something on his shirt there, but I just opted not to. And I felt like the white would stand out more as opposed to the black Bizarre Jelly shirt that he has in the second game. Then I used this, what color is this? I don't see a color on the actual paint bottle itself, but it's like a sky blue. It's for the Bloodberry beam on the beam katana. Then for his jeans on his legs there, I used this sea blue. For the belt buckle and the little stripes on his shoulders, as well as his one glove hand, I used a silver, which I actually use for a lot of my kits, that particular silver. And then for his jacket, I used a combination of this standard red and the dark red. And I guess actually the black that I showed you earlier also went on his tiger stripe, which I'll show in a minute. So I did a cream color for, you know, the face, the hands, the wrist there on one side, because I wanted to have his jacket up a little bit so that it looked like one wrist was exposed and the other one had the wristband on it. I didn't paint the gray parts in flesh because I thought, that'd be cool if I was going for the whole, like, turning this Gundam into a character sort of look, but I wanted to make it a Gundam designed after the character. So I still wanted it to be a robot, at the end of the day. So I left all the little joints and stuff still gray. So when I get up close on him, you'll see that his wrists are, in fact, still gray. So taking a closer look at the head here, I just decided to do the double V fin in black because I figured that was easier. At one point I considered going without it, but I figured, it's still got like the spikes, the pompadour sort of a look that he has. I did go ahead and paint the little sideburns in there, and then just kind of like tapered it down to the back. There you can see all the tiger stripes. I don't know how well it's showing up on camera, but the red around the back here is actually a lighter red than the red off to the side. Like, this is dark red on his shoulders and his sleeves there, up to about there. Everything on this side and out is a darker red. Everything in the middle here is a lighter red, and it actually probably looks pink on the camera, or like a fuchsia type color, but it's actually red. And then I've got like the silver on the top for his little shoulder pad things. And I really like the way the shoulders are just designed on this kit, because it really helped with the whole, like, beefing up his shoulders a little bit there. Not that Travis Touchdown is a very, muscular guy to begin with. He's pretty lanky, but his jacket definitely has some poofed up shoulder a little bit there, which was nice. I also had the tiger stripes kind of work their way down toward the front there and point forward, and then where basically the neck guard, sorry, there you go. Basically where the neck guard cut off is where I just ended the jacket, and the t-shirt was in the middle here, and I actually carried it down to below where the top of the waist was, because I thought it looked weird if the belt was suddenly here, but you couldn't see, as much of the white there. I also considered making this entirely red instead of having the white bits on the side there. I'm still not sure if I picked the best option there, but I thought, maybe if his jacket's kind of like flowing open a little bit, that'd be sort of the look that you'd get from that. I did paint the little silver belt buckle there. The belt is in black. Might be a little hard to see against the blue there, although it does seem to be showing up on the camera all right. And then you got the dark blue for his legs. And as I mentioned before, there's the gray poking out a little bit just to make it more of a mech look. I also painted some brown here, which I guess I forgot to bring that paint bottle over here. But anyways, there's some brown on this leg for the little belts that hang down on his outfit, where the beam katanas would hang down from. His shoes there, the bottoms are black. The front is white with the sort of Z-shape strap in red. And then the wristband here is on the one arm, whereas the other side is the silver glove with the red stripes. It's actually gray in game, but I figured the silver would just be nice to keep with the other bits that I painted up silver. So those are the default costume options that you'll see with pretty much all the No More Heroes 2 artwork and stuff. So then I did two sets of beam katanas here. I did his default anti-ship sword as the Bloodberry, and I didn't really go too wild with this. I know there's a lot of details that actually go onto the Bloodberry, but there are more things that stick off of it instead of things that I could really paint on easily. So I may go back and add some little details here and there later on, but for now I just want a straight gray with the beam in that sky blue color. I really like the way that it looks there. Obviously it's not transparent like the pink is, but I do have a pink blade left over from the other anti-ship sword that you get with the kit, because you can stick those together, as you can see with the little sockets there on the bottom. One thing that I think is really cool with this kit is the fact that you can pull the shoulders out and wiggle them around a little bit more. So when you want him to hold the beam katana in sort of a charging pose or something more actiony, you can get a lot more range out of it than you could with some other high grades. And while the limited mobility in the legs certainly leaves something to be desired in terms of the posing, I still say that this kit, just right out of the box, has some pretty decent posing, and you can pull off some funny poses like this one here of him charging the beam katana. And I don't know, there's just something about this tiny robot version of Travis Touchdown that almost seems funnier than the in-game version of him charging the katana. then the other two beam katanas that I made for the kit are the Rose Nasties, which I just used the beam boomerang handles and blades there because I really like the look of the beam effect coming out of the handle there, and they are the right color for that. And also the Rose Nasties have slightly shorter blades than most of the other beam katanas in the game because you're wielding two of them at once. I did make the handles slightly different because the handles on the Rose Nasties themselves are different than one another, and it just looks really cool to have him wield both of these together. I just think poses like this are really cool, very dynamic and action-oriented, and it just goes to show that these effect parts and the poses that you have the kit in can really go a long way in just showing it off as something really cool, I think. Of course, technically Travis Touchdown carries all of his beam katanas on his belt, but there's no real way for me to recreate that here unless I went ahead and got some extra fabric and strung it around his waist and somehow rigged some sort of belt there. But there is the extra backpack that comes with this kit, which you're supposed to use to hold the little beam boomerang bits. I didn't actually go ahead and build that. I may in the future just as an extra attachment. I also have the extra beam saber handle there, or the anti-ship sword rather, an extra effect part, the little core fighter, and the shield as well, and all the parts that go to that. I don't think I'm ever going to put the rifle together, honestly, because it doesn't really make sense with Travis Touchdown. But the shield I considered putting together at one point, and I may do this later on, and basically I would paint that up as the black crash star in the middle and add the little extra effects to that. I also did not use any of the stickers on this kit because I wanted to paint the whole thing, including the eyes. Those are painted. But the one thing that is kind of cool with this, and this is just more an accidental, a little happy accident with this kit's design than anything else, is without the backpack on, you have this little hole socket there with the rubber bit in there, and you can take the peg from the Bloodberry, there we go, and plug it into there, and it actually stays halfway decent. It's not too bad. It's not in there real deep, but it's in there just enough that it'll hold on to it. So that's kind of cool that you can have him carrying it around in a more traditional manner, if you will, than how Travis carries all of his beam katanas in the game, since I can't have a collapsible handle on it. But that's pretty much it for this little video. Just wanted to show off this kit. I'm really proud of the way it turned out, and I may try and do some other ones in the future. Maybe some more No More Heroes characters like Henry Cooldown, maybe some just other Suda 51 characters in general. And yeah, this is just kind of a fun little kit that I went and just built for myself, and didn't really have anything else in mind than just to make it look cool. So that's pretty much it for this video, and with that, I will see you guys next time.